Welcome back to my channel, Just As TV. So I thought I'd come to you guys today because I am on vacation in Panama and I have been, it's rainy outside today, so I decided to stay in. And I just thought I would record a video because I wanted to, I'm sorry, I am freezing. No matter how many times I adjust this air conditioning in here, I am still freezing. Like I have to turn it up and then I gotta turn it back down, then I gotta turn it up, then I gotta turn it back down. I don't know how to fix it properly. But anyway, so I wanted to come to you guys today because I had a couple of thoughts and I wanted to discuss or even just share with you guys the Keith Lee situation. Just last week, or a week and a half ago, Keith Lee was in Atlanta. Now you guys know that I'm originally from New York. I have been living in Atlanta for about 7 years now, and I have my own thoughts about restaurant culture and other cultures that are within Atlanta. And so I was roaming through TikTok, and I happened upon one of the videos where Keith Lee has been doing reviews. Now, if you don't know who Keith Lee is, he was an ex-MMA fighter. He goes to different states and he reviews restaurants in a bunch of different states. Now, he has like 14 million followers on TikTok, and he's literally like the Gordon Ramsay of black people. Or black restaurants, I should say. And it's not even only black restaurants that he reviews. He does all restaurants in different states, all different kinds of foods. It doesn't even matter. He is a foodie. I am a foodie. So this is the reason why this story kind of like stuck out to me a little bit. Because I have my own experience with Atlanta restaurants. And so what happened was Keith Lee announced that he's doing a food tour. He's going to different states. He's going to review restaurants and he's going to give his honest opinion. He rates them from 1 to 10. And he rates everything from like customer service, the food, the taste, the wait time, like everything in a nutshell, in a whole package. He rates and he presents it on TikTok. So if you don't know who Keith Lee is, just follow him on TikTok. His reviews are amazing. He is a God-fearing man. He is literally doing the Lord's work. He gives restaurants, he gives like $500 to $1,000 tips. This one restaurant, he had literally matched her sales for the day. So he's amazing. I didn't honestly know who he was before this week when he showed up in Atlanta. I think I seen him sporadically here and there, but I still didn't know who he was because he just wasn't on my radar. Anyway, with that being said, he showed up in Atlanta about a week and a half ago. He went to several restaurants in Atlanta. He went to, I'll get to the controversial ones at the end, but he went to some, I think called Juicy something. It's like a Jamaican restaurant or whatever in College Park. The food was amazing. He went to another place. Him and his family was at Six Flags. They closed at 11. They wanted something to eat. His cousin or his sister-in-law knew of a place that had really good food. She called them up. They closed at 11, but they stayed open late for him, and they didn't even know who he was. They never told the restaurant owner who he was. The restaurant owner just said, "Sure, come on over." She cooked fresh food for them, him and his family and everything. And when she figured out who he was, she started crying, like she burst out and crying. You can go on his TikTok and see the video. And she bust out crying because she said she spent her life savings for her restaurant. She put her blood, sweat, and tears in the restaurant, and they only had made a couple of $1,000s for the day. He matched her sales for the day. And ever since he had posted that video, doing a review about her video, the sales, like the line is out the door now. There was another restaurant that he went to that he had great service. He posted that their service is booming. So he's done a lot of good for a lot of struggling restaurants in different states, not only Atlanta. Now, the thing is, he went to a couple of high-end restaurants, not high-end, but popular restaurants in Atlanta. And so he kind of experienced what I previously experienced. So he went to a few restaurants. The first one he went to was the Real Milk and Honey. Now don't get it confused. There's two Milk and Honeys. There's one Milk and Honey, then there's a Real Milk and Honey. He went to this Real Milk and Honey. So he tried to call and order his food. They don't take to go orders over the phone. They have to use DoorDash. This is what they told him. So it was 4 o'clock. He called DoorDash. DoorDash said they was closed at 4. That they closed at 4, but then they said it closed at 5 or something like that. So he was in front of the restaurant. The door was open. He pulled up, noticed that they were taking customers, so he tried to make an order. They told him that they were closed. They told his family, because he sent his family in first. They told his family that they are closed for deep cleaning. But the restaurant was totally empty, but there was customers still coming in and out. So then when he went in after his family came out, all of a sudden, we'll take your order, la da 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 da, whatever. So he posted this review, and it's funny how he does his views. He's like, yep, you named it, I got it, let's try it, and I'm gonna rate it from 1 to 10. As you can see, there's no bags in my hand. So it was hilarious. That was the first video I saw. I was cracking up. And I was like, he ain't got no bags in his hand. What happened? So I listened to the video, found out that he refused service because he wants to be treated like a regular person, just like you and I. Any regular person, not a celebrity, because he doesn't feel like he's a celebrity. He wants to be treated how you treat a regular customer in whatever state that he's in. So he refused the service. So that was the first one. The second one he went to was Old Lady Gang, i.e. Candy's mom's store and her sister's store. So that restaurant. And so they went to that restaurant. Again, he tried to call. They don't accept takeouts on weekends. He went in, he sent his family in. They told his family that the wait time is an hour and a half because they don't do takeouts on the weekends. The family said, okay, they went and sat in a car. They never took their information, like their phone number or anything like that, just to call them to see if the table was ready. They never took any of that information. He, in turn, goes in and they told him, he asked the receptionist, what's the wait time? An hour and a half. A couple of patrons in the restaurant noticed him, started taking pictures with him. Now all of a sudden, the lady who takes the reservations came, as the receptionist comes and she says to him, oh, your table will be ready in 5 minutes. And he was like, well, what happened to the hour and a half wait time? She said, oh, well, we called everybody on the list and nobody answered, so you're up. It's a first come, first serve. So he's like, what? His family is, they don't know that he sent his family in prior to that, whatever. So that was Candy's restaurant. So he told them, no thanks, he'll go eat somewhere else. And then he did that review, he posted it. So then he went to Toast on Linux. Now, I have my own experience with Toast on Linux. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. He goes to Toast on Linux. There's a line, a couple of people waiting, women waiting in the car. 2 women waiting in the car, and then another car after that. Toast on Linux, he went in there. They recognized him. They wanted to see him right away, and he told them, like, nah, you can't seat me right away when there's people waiting. I'm not trying to skip nobody. You're gonna treat me like a regular customer. I want to pay for my food like a regular customer. And then he ended up saying, if you seat these people before me, then I will eat here. And they ended up accommodating him and sitting those people, whatever. I can't remember if he said he ate there or not. I don't remember. But that was the third restaurant he went to. Now we're gonna backtrack a little bit, because the Real Milk and Honey put out a shady ass response to their TikTok talking about who's Keith Leaf. It was the owner, a little girl, and then a woman. And she's, they have since taken the video down. But then they're like, who's Keith Leaf? I don't know who he is, blah, blah, blah. It just felt mad shady, doubling down. Then they had a list of all these rules that you have to abide by, like 10 crazy ass rules that you have to abide by. And then their rules are for them as well as the customers, whatever the case may be. I don't want to read the rules because I feel like they're stupid, and I don't want to pull them up. You guys can go Google them, but it's a bunch of stupid things. Like if you have more than 4 people or 5 people, they're gonna add an 18% gratuity. Just a whole bunch of stupidity. Really. Now, So after they posted that, and then they got dragged by the TikTok streets, they dragged through the TikTok streets. They took down the video. They posted an apology because they did a whole bunch of shady stuff. And I'm just like, even if I didn't even know what the Real Milk and Honey was before Keith Lee showed up in Atlanta, and I will never know what the Real Milk and Honey is because I will never patron there. Just from your response to his video showed that you can't take a constructive criticism and you don't really care about your customers. So with that being said, I will never, I'm sorry, somebody is texting me. With that being said, I'll never go to the Real Milk and Honey. They could never get my money just because of the way they responded. So then after that, they came back, they took down the video, they responded, they apologized, not even really apologized. And then, I mean, it is what it is. People are still dragging them to this day. And as rightfully so, they deserve to be dragged. And then some. Then Kandi came out and responded, and Kandi, she gave a cute response, and she was just talking about, oh, we don't take to-go orders on the weekends because they're too busy. But you can have a to-go order person. You can hire a to-go order person to deal with that and problem solve. I just feel like it was a cute response. Her PR team told her probably to say that. She did not address what the receptionist told Keith Lee, the fact that she kind of like never took his family's information, lied about calling the people. She never responded to that. I mean, and I don't think she is going to respond to that. She's not going to speak on it. She's not going to, and it's fine, whatever. I keep hearing like not so good things about the Old Lady Gang, so I'll never patron that restaurant either. Not saying that they are missing my business, I don't really care, but just for FYI, like I would never patron the Old Lady Gang. I don't really care. I'm not a person who is looking for, oh, I want to see a star, I want to see this. All of the stars that I have run into, I have just done just that, like run into them. I don't go looking for them. I just happen upon them. I'm all right if I don't see a star here and there, whatever. I don't really care. It's neither here nor there. I don't need to see a star. And a lot of the restaurants are like star driven. And Keith Lee is like, I'm not a star. It is what it is. Just treat me like a regular customer. So now, fast forward back again, Keith Lee posts that he is gonna postpone his restaurant tour because of all the backlash and the hate that he's getting. He's receiving like a slew of hate and all kind of stuff, and his family is getting threats and death threats and all this stuff like that, and he's like, the restaurants are receiving hate and threats, and I'm just like, that's just too much. It's just a restaurant. I'm kind of bummed out because I like what he's doing. He's literally helping a lot of struggling restaurants get the business that they need, marketing that they need. It's free marketing. And then he tips well. So I'm just like, why mess up a good thing? But Atlanta, I mean, I know Atlanta is just, that's where it's at. It's full of scams, full of crap. And I didn't expect anything different. Now, with Toast on Linux, I have been trying to go to Toast on Linux for a while because I keep hearing the food is good. So I'm like, all right, let me go check it out for myself and see if the food is good. And I have been calling. Nobody don't answer that phone. And I showed up like 2 or 3 times, and when I went there, it was like the furniture and it's closed. But on the sign on the website, it says it's open, and I'm just like, that's just bad for business all around. Like, if it's closed for renovation, put that on the website. So then I don't get caught going there. But it's okay, because when I went there and found out that it was closed, there's a sushi restaurant right across the street from it that is amazing. amazing. When I tell you amazing, that sushi restaurant is amazing. And I just happened upon it because Tales from Linux was closed. Even like some place like the Sugar Factory. I went to the Sugar Factory. Me and my sister went to the Sugar Factory because everybody was posting the drinks and all of that stuff like that. And the drinks are cute, but they're not the greatest. And the food was shitty. And I ended up paying $60. And she ended up paying a little bit more than $60. And the food was shitty. And that's not the only place. A bunch of restaurants that I go to in Atlanta, the food is terrible. Now, I keep saying I'm from New York, but in New York, they have amazing food. So I'm used to good food all the way around, no matter where it comes from. It could be, like, no matter what island it's from in New York, if it's not good, you gonna know and your business is not gonna last. But there'll always be great places that have great food in New York. Even when I went to Maryland, everybody out in Maryland is like, oh, the food is good, the food is good, the food is good. The food is trash. The food is trash. When I came out here, everybody say the same thing. The food is good, the food is good, the food is good, the food is trash. Thank God I know how to cook. The food is trash. There's rarely you find a good restaurant in Atlanta. And if you do, it's a small little hole in the wall that not a lot of people know about, and the food is amazing. It is what it is. So he was not lying coming to Atlanta, living in Atlanta for 7 years. And it's just not the food. It doesn't stop at the food. It stops at the service. It stops at the doctor's office. It stops all around in Atlanta. No good service. It's literally like all they want is your money, and they don't really give a shit about nothing else. So he was right. So what they did to him was not right. And if you follow this video all the way through, comment down below and let me know what your thoughts is. If you live in Atlanta and you watch my videos, tell me what you think of the food. If you are like a migrant to Atlanta from another state and you kind of know, tell me what you think. And his videos are viewed worldwide. There's like people from Russia, people from Europe, people from all over the place talking about they got beef with the restaurants in Atlanta. And they don't even live there, but there's people who frequently come to the US or travel to Atlanta just for the food. And then you have these restaurants that want to cater to stars only, but you live off of the regular customers' 9-to-5 job money. Like, you live off of their money. So you can't have it both ways. You can't treat superstars like A1 and then treat your customers like crap. And the crazy thing is, he had been announcing for a while that he was gonna do this Atlanta tour. So these restaurants should have had their P's and Q's. They didn't know when he was coming, but they knew around about time when he was coming. And if you regularly treat your customers well, it shows, because the restaurants that regularly treat their customers well just because they have skyrocketed, and it shows in his videos. And the people who just treat their regular customers like whatever, it's whatever. And you get whatever service. And they were exposed. Even Cardi B said the same thing. Cardi B co-signed it and was like, yo, she got a name drop in order to get her food sometimes. And you know, Cardi B is from New York. So we used to a certain level of customer service. And if we don't get it, we spot it right away. And I noticed that a lot of these restaurants out here like that, it's just like whatever. And the people will be like, you gotta pay them to come to work and work there. They don't wanna be there. And I'm just like, geez Louise, like, if you don't wanna work there, then don't apply. If you're gonna have that attitude, then don't do it. And then he went, even on his way out, when he was leaving Atlanta, he said when he normally leaves the state that he's in, him and his family gets ice cream. They happen upon his ice cream truck. And the ice cream truck, he had like $160 in his pocket. He gave the man in the ice cream truck the $160 and paid for the people who was coming up to get ice cream, right? So the dude in the ice cream truck didn't even know who he was. It was people who was coming up to the ice cream truck who knew who he was, who started taking pictures. So he said he seen the look on the ice cream truck owner's face. So he had to explain to him like who he, like introduce himself and explain to him what's happening and stuff like that. And the dude had explained to him that his air compressor or something that went out in his truck. Homeboy ended up getting this dude's cash app and cash apping him $1,500. How is he doing something bad? if he's literally helping people advance their businesses? He's tipping waitresses and waiters $500 to $1,000. He went to this one restaurant. He tipped the waiter $500. The owner comes out and says, "Oh, this is for all of the waitresses." And he was like, "Yeah." Then he pulls that waiter outside and gave him another $500 and said, "This is for you," because they had top-notch. They gave top-notch customer service, and he wanted to thank them. How is he doing something bad? If the food is trash, the food is trash. I could make better food at home. Like, get it together. And y'all should not be sticking up for these trash ass restaurants. If the food is trash, the food is trash. Stop. I don't care if it's black owned. I don't care what color they was. I don't care if they was green, blue, purple, orange. I don't care. If the food is trash, the food is trash. Because if they were of this hue, then you would feel some kind of way and you would definitely let them know that their food is trash. So what's the difference? I'm not going to a restaurant to eat trash ass food that I'm paying $100. I don't know. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. I'm a little bit disappointed that he is going to cancel his food tour because I subscribed to his YouTube, to his TikTok, and I wanted to see the outcome. I love to see positivity. I love to see what he's doing with these restaurants and bringing them business. I even watched this Asian kid. This Asian kid popped up on my timeline out of nowhere, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm at this burger spot that Keith Lee went to in LA." And him and his homeboys sat there and ate the burger and had he ate that burger in 3 bites. He said that burger was so good. The wait was an hour. He ended up going somewhere else and eating something else, and he said it was trash. Then he came back, got his burger, and he was like, he's willing to stand in line another hour to get another burger. That right there tells you that his reviews are honest. His reviews are authentic. Like, y'all need to cut the crap. Atlanta is crappy. The restaurants is crappy. And that's it. That's the end of my little 2 cents about the Keith Lee situation. I just feel like I wish that I'm hope that he doesn't cancel the tour. I'm gonna continue watching to see if he cancels the tour. But the Atlanta restaurants, they need to get their shit together. And if this is not a wake-up call, then I don't know what it is. And y'all gonna keep patroning these trash-ass restaurants, and for what? You wasting your money. You paying $80 for one person, and the food is not that great. And it don't even look appetizing. It don't even look appetizing. I promise you, if you go to New York and stay 2 weeks in New York and go eat at the restaurants in New York, you'll come back here with a different outcome. I mean, but y'all comment down below and let me know what you think. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time.